babunu bia be ka tro say okwa market kwa kotompa boa ne board ne meboa or tatadi a ne board ne meboa
no cre
toothpaste obaka set taxes that so meboa
na say krepo de o maka yi na ma na ka sanitary pad mo krabe
na ye di free ba
ye ekokran
ye kraba ye fa fine ne ba
efenam Tema port
no uni say enya Ghana dia bi
you say for about 30 years
35 years 35 years when the sign when the ton and to sell your babunu na se broni wa u bua ye dina na broni wa u fort no ye fa de ye kofa free amanone e fa port ne ba ya ton port no aka kire broni ni say ne yiri bo na suma oduru port wa o ma port charges won kosoro
Tema chichiremu yi na
me ba kire mi sa Tema port ye wo e na bibi bia me fi say broni ba kan necessary eni nipa ho a you can reasonably exit anameboa
sure
enti ye necessary say ye hia setima amuni
e dia boy bra no
e dia boy bra
ta ni nyina namba
bana ni nyina namba
emo idea si chire enkoko na mo ya wie
akokọ yi bia e ba nyina e fa Tema port se Tema port no Mahama anton a na say ye Ghana dia kananado danko akofo ado betima akaso ye betimi a stabilize port charges se bia 5% ya nanado betima frɛ director Gapoha so ade na amode ato so 5% no mo fa mra 1% ana mo nyimfiri o but wonim say ne nanado danko akofo ado any MPP aban they have no authority say on beka say eniama charges na ekwaso no yente so unim za because ya town e dia ma bro do Mahama damfo pao
ono so ya na damfo
ayi Visembarone no na damfo pa me say omo na omo peport na bra na oton initially no na ono kura nka ho Mahama na ne ko Paris e ko fa sa businessman ne ba so on ba bedibi na businessman ne buy and omo G negotiation ko dubiri half wa mo G ko ye no masa areho nti Ghana babuna wu di do Mahama chi no wo kasa niama boa de no niama no boa ye de nya ye ni port bia o chabi has no port we have only one port in Ghana. The biggest port na yenim the Tema port
no.
The biggest port yenim Tema port. And 80% of our goods when
o kan Tema habo na nkrofo kra bi hu.
Tema habo. 80% of our goods when efa. Sell your babu na say na nado na dia ho kira ba. Eniama na okoto ye emo na wo ka ho asem no. Do Mahama na ton port no dia ma broni. Enti na everything about Ghana port no Tema port no enya Ghana asembiem. Enti no say babu na bisa do Mahama say Tema port na waton e dia ma wadamfo broni no wo ba wo betima dia ma Ghana fo ba me I can tell you on authority sanne Mahama timbie na no so ba Tema port na waton e dia ma broni no obagine back here. I will campaign and vote for John Mahama.
Also John Mahama timi eden
me catch you say John Mahama timbie na no ene da dua ene date yesen
ene 15th August 2023
15th August
2023
me kantam din CSM me ye president mapa babu ne kitami say John Mahama former president John Dramani Mahama otimi se Ghana fo bo say ono John Dramani Mahama ono ne ton Tema port e ma na damfo broni 35 years na se Ghana fo to aba mana Tema port na akodi broni wa niam aboa ye den no obagye ne back e di ama Ghana fo a I am NDC
wo chairman of Bono region
I am NDC I'll resign because I do Mahama
odu akonwa ne beto
me di back to ho I am for Mahama
no company ama Mahama
yes it's a challenge and oya de che obatemenka John Mahama nche Ghana fo nyina abo say me dem me say
wan kasakura no tro on Facebook we be resign ne ya
obi we kwa creative Facebook I fake one
yenim ne de na verify yenim
mo beto verify
yenim
onko postu onko postu say me John Dramani Mahama me na me ton Tema port ema Vincent Barori ama ne Ghana mabunu ho kire omo na matransi ahun say mabunu na ho kire me ba Tema port no eye me a me ton ya me ba me gene back e dey ma Ghana for I am for NDC
ontimi so
and I will go no you can't speak for him
o tell me ontimi nka
you can't speak for him
me so ontimi nka
me say you can't speak for him
ontimi nka na say chairman or ne saka say pa judgment debt
me da minim say minim kura na ne lawyer ne Tony later nti man lawyer makasa man onyen lawyer ni me say I am ready to go to NDC
Sir Jomama timi be ka
say Tema port no ton ye no so baba ye president ade chinya obaje port no biem ama Ghana for I am for NDC.
I see.
And I will go everywhere in this country
to campaign.
To campaign me na nyina na be kwa bom. Onka na no nka keke na me mra NDC.
Ghana mebunti muntimi nya skanto jinsi nyina. Tema say John Mahama na aye.
What on port no? Enti on she mabunu bo. Say wa she mabunu bo say obama omo skills.
Obama skills aye dwuma.
Enti dia na stop na on timi nka say me John Dramani Mahama. Tema port na me ye mistake ton ye no. Me sha Ghana mabunu bo say me ba meji ne back.
Me afedi me kotena fi manu me ho.
Enti port no me ba meji.
Ah see.
Nanim. Port na
Nakishila.
Fire. Big brain on the beats.
Gonna boy on top. Gonna boy. Oh. Ekuonaba buating. Missing yam one more. Piao. Your food yampano. Omwani e piano. Piao. Yanke monko. Asana ya bua basu. Piao. The we be brebe. Gonna my need your walk. Yena need your walk. Ekuonaba say need your walk. In Yankee, or what did you not go so? Ekuonaba, I can say about time in my bed. Watch you say, oh yeah, be my time. I can say about time in my bed. Watch you say, oh yeah, be my time. I can say about time in my bed. Oh, watch you say, oh yeah, be my time. Gaskia, Ekuonaba, what ye? Unyamisha wo. Jankadabrem, wana wujin wa muhu. Inyankadabrem, wana wujin wa muhu. Yeah, we have been my time. Ya wo bad time, and so we have been my time. Yeah. We have been my time. Ya wo bad time, we have been my time. Yemuamo, piao. Yemuamo money, yemuamo emu. Ekuonaba buati Ghana boy say won kwansu. Ajeni buati ombrepon won kwansu.
Ekuona na ajeni buati abiriwo do free nana bonsre free nana ne. Ya waya mata Ghana boy osoda wase nyado wanka bibia nchewa no wada na tikwa kire wo. Eba sanso na osuru enne atagana bosoda wase wada ama anu ama ni dini agentre ha wona atiti nyanka wona ama ni oni bie wona nufu tabara batin kwada nyina adwa no toa wo omo emo pia
Watch you say, oh yeah, be my time. Aya can say bad time in my bed. Nipa ya dia wasa ye. Nipa ya dia wasa na se. Minya buati wo kwaso. Yemuamo money biao. Yemuamo money biao. Nipa ya dia wasa ye. Nipa ya dia wasa na se. Minya buati wo kwaso. Yemuamo money Yamuamo, money, watch it say, oh yeah, bend my time. And yeah, you can say, what time in my bed, watch it say, oh yeah, bend my time. And yeah, you can say, what time in my bed, oh, watch it say, oh yeah, bend my time. Watch it say, oh yeah, bend my time. Watch it say, oh yeah, bend my time. Nipa dia was Nipa dia was Minya boati oh yeah, bend my time. Yamuamo, money yeah, bend my time. Yamuamo, money yeah, bend my time. Yamuamo, money yeah.
Memo bibia good morning. Me dindi Ekuonaba. Ha Ekuonaba television. Na eni ebedi nkomo kakra be question say Mahama waton habo no tema mebi e de enwoma fira buluchiri ba ekone kosie waton ana onton obi ato ana obi ntoy ana sinipa na waton no 35 years and waton no ana on sa nkomo no ne ba bedi na de me ya ne say obetimi no comment about do me no kreka a me ba be kan no me hia say obubefu ana so obesere. That is researcher my na menya me be ma with evidence, video and then audio and also documents any de babeto so what I say ntinya se me betina ha kan trasa me post video no to abonten na abronya na eka ntimi ye na so okay ma me so menya me research na me hunu se de abronya eka no enokrebo baabi ana say yentro me ye me research na yampa na de tie ni won say youth ni me brina no I frustrated de tini say woni trim na adwenim wona hram se chinchina se obi papa ena malitimi die woni idea bia woni trim se ono ankasa betimi abon ho so aye bibi atimi as a successful wa brabum de wodwene nyina ne se Mahama aba na do ko hwan ba oba obayewe amame oba obayewe amame saa de no na woni trim ti na adwene mu no de wo mu nyina no bibi abeka bia no ontimi nwene straight de wodwene ne se so obi ba no bebi adwuma me so obi ba no be mi sei some mentality nintin o kan asam de ache nipa na ontimi nwene straight na wetimi apiki bibi a wo kan aye ho research kura ho say nokore ana say yentro me ka guy bi ma me message me WhatsApp no so ana me ka chen so ono so nya research o nya research wo si ampa Ekuonaba o maton 35 years na so okay wo ho de me chero eti research na nipa no enye no any frustration na ba nipa no so no onim say de ekomu na brabom sisi ya no obi papa ana ama ne ho kire no onim se ono ankasa wonam ho nipadua no betima ye bibi ama wetima adiye wa brabom nti ekoba ne sana no aye disturbed ohuni se bibi ekoso wona brabom bia no is based on obi papa ontimi enchekire ono no abrabom fama na papa wo hemfa de tie ni de wose ni party ase ne se unya du mfimpan bi so a wankasa de o destiny be show nsem se honorable Kennedy huna Japan o taika no o se fa o destiny fa show wa nsem ene se John Domini Mahama waton habo no and that is the fact memo with evidence you to know any nkofo a omo comment o sa video na say o evidence way o kasa tra no na minim se ukura telephone Android a obetima ko Google na what type o Google say Tema habo no yaton ana yenton na wanya all the facts obi antimi anya saade na nyo mo photo I understand your situation because say sa group no e fe no NDC no when say odo hu ko boss group na akwa bibi ti say wadwene mu no wo se da bi obi ko hwe asem no be ka kire wo ti asem ni pa wo se wadwene mu no da bi obi ko pa asem a na ono aba be ka kire wo wankasa wuntimi nwene why ti say wadane spiritual child the software be ka na wutie nti se me betra se me NDC obi amekasa ama NDC a metena na de meka biere wo so type amen because untime nwene no akọ search ya de corona ye ka ho asem no nti most of these guys no they have most of them have mental issue nti untime nwene straight no take on one decision e de amo ono no ho na de me ya se media houses wo Ghana ho no menim ade a abo mutirim de wona ate Ghana we media house ubetima tam tag e de atokom na wakọ be institution bi apeso obisa question akobisa question but omutimi free nipa na obisa say yampa na nyampa e ba na sa pe djuma na wodi ne hu media akora wo ye de obetima nante akọ na tag ni da akom na wakobisa omama figures ni nyina na de aba bonten but akwai say this will be free no bi aka akere no To me nim how omo your adwuma wo Ghana ho de, I don't know. But say sanity as a media personality there. I was on nante ko ho. What Ghana? Me mente Ghana. Wo nante ko baabi asem nesi no. Na akoya research na le babo ntimete. But okoba say ensem bia be kan bia je say ya tesem ana obi na e kan kire wa na say adwuma wo ye no kwa me say wo ti dem te say me so me dem kasa kasa yayi. But wo ye media personality journalist na de ade. I was all ko ho. Na kobusa na oje ho documents. Na be kan ma Ghana for what. Papa no waton Mahama aton 35 years. Documents were ha me ne be kire wo. Me san so am video evidence nipa broni na nkasa e confirm me. Bruni no this that you we ba bonten no. Also won tia say omoye ne say e confidential na so omoye ne secret. E wo senka Ghana fo hun dada. Mebo ni nyina mwati. Nti se wo betia asem ya twatu utirim say asem aye ba be kan ha no with evidence ene de be back. At first no na abronye na e kasa na menye interested. But later na who say most of these guys don't want to do research no. And I'm so okay, mama amenya research. Na me fambre o mo no mo hwede e koso no. Fa wo phone wo telephone ne type de ma kan a kire wo no. What? Emfafo ni nkura entinse muhunu enkonkoda ufafo na ya research ko google type bibi ekoso Ghana bia na ebe more evidence wo wa phone no wakan yem parking kan ti ana obitime kofa asem no aba na obetrem wabe translate ono ne kasem na odi akire na what ase because you don't want to read but say buy na ka parking kan ya ka we nyanya de ebitimesi ma metwa me hombra me ba na ya to so ene ye be kire with evidence and fact wo so na so obuofo bleeding is allowed. And me fa ho so obuofu me kan okra na akireo and okra na ya I say pills no I say wonom atood no and I say wonom eye adutwumo abites no wonom na egu mu abun say honam your style bi e sa na tinti me kan okra na akireo ma obuofu e normal ma metwa me homra
mpenefo se bibiro wi asenti ne da ne atopno na ne pabone fonti e wo se wo ma bambo hu hia na ne papa mu de Pro Technologies ana me kan fama wo ane Pro Technologies. We are specialized in both sales and installation of CCTV cameras. Yeton esa install CCTV cameras in the South Ghana and NASA brochure now fear Ghana. Now beso CCTV camera installation. We need Pro Technologies and in South. We use CCTV camera installation, electric fence, automated gate, access control, video doorbell, and our intercom, and our satellite TV, home theater, so upebiato, and our water, and our pesebe install them out. Pro Technologies and our software. Na shenenso. Say fidie nyina from America brochimem enti send papam na opedia menwene ho na ne bo anso da form me che no the web brochimem ha ene branch e wo Ghana ye ni mo bra wo bre enti sika fa yensem se fa nya japade ma wo Ghana wo da na ne tenese ye general construction so web brochire na peso si fi o Ghana e dan plan bi o peso si se wa sha se dada ana afi na peso si plan bia ye besiama eno echi so ye solar power ana bamba ho sensem bia de woni ye ni nsawoso ne esanso ye smart home abefo fidie bia pese hye e wo fie ana watwuma mo de ma wo woni ye ni nsawoso we are just a call away ne esanso wadan de ma han ana ofre brochira bedu Ghana na wo pe full house room ana apartment ahan for short term ana long term ye be ma obiane border form na bamba ho nsem de menwene ho enna ye interior decoration so was pradenta edwadi ache dodoa ubehu ye ewo ahie ye ne Emerlin Pharmacy ene what the same building. For information or WhatsApp 401-7570-300 and a +401-6992-254. Pro Technologies. We have the solutions for your security and home entertainment needs at affordable prices.
Hello, Ebusiafo. So, Pesifita Asracha or Dofode, and then Nafa Honkodom unique laser whitening. Unique laser whitening. Our toothpaste to strong kwa. What did you choose? Say, and ma was saying a fita. Na eye fita non sono. Na a ye and carbonate beer a wo no mu beer. Any tea stain, coffee stain, smoking stain si beer. Unique laser whitening product. Ebe yini nyina free swama or kama. The other say utu so. Na odi be gu or brush the so. Now the chuchu sinisu nyina kama. Uvia and who wenum January wenum sa into for unique laser whitening. I was 079-9979-2330. Unique laser whitening or say muni seso.
Alright, ebusian for your sign ababi me didi Ekuonaba. You see baby amemui abo 11:23 AM. Oh baby amemui. Minim time abo ewo ho. Baby ahwemi fibia no. Me chia pa. Na de tie ni enkomo aye ba bedi no efa oman Ghana ho. Okay? Enye obi papa ejapade ho nkomo ne ba bedi. Eye Ghana ho nkomo ene ye ba bedi. na a revelation a abeto ho na giants yakoye ho research ene enya ho evidence ene de bremo unso betima ya research na unso hu de tie say yentro anase ye no kre na unso de abeto abonten. All right, say the owo camera phone a betimi e de atwa pictures na ade no or Android phone or betima download Facebook or App Store and betima download YouTube or App Store na unso o de aka ade bi a person o de ka ho asem de mema kwa ho research me no kra menya na me de beto abonten no bibia ne ho asibiem and e was say wutimi ehunu de ade na tie enye da bia na ebetwa ntro na wagye ntro adi da bia na atwa ntro na wagye ntro adi because say you are addicted to ntro nti e ba na sa na nipa na wo kasa na ka no kra che wo se ikima wo begya na chiridi eni kwan se wo ma obidi wa adwene edi agoro this time you wo a time wa enipa te asase so etimi dwene nti so you obi otimi dwene a obi antimi mfo wa adwene eni agoro because say obetimi adwene na wakohwe adekopotin nipa na eka no na wonso de yie ato yie nti do time bi na so ko platform bi so na obi ka asem bi a use your mind ko Google check bibia wo ho untimi ko Google ko check na wo Ghana nanti constitution ho ne ko busa question bi abeso busa me sure so meka ade kro bi e de achiro so ati ase na enye me wanwa se NDC eye boys na omudi eye NDC achi no de obeka to omutim bia no na omafa enye me wanwa onima de kontia me check with evidence ntia na we hu nkomo ene e ba bedi port here da so yi Ghana for dia me pa chew enye ade a eye obi papa dia Ghana ene ni nyina eye ne dia nti bibi nkoyi e wo saade e da school yesu ho a ye ho kwan si busa because nyoma hodo free amanone e ba o man mu nyina no dodo na metima ka se 80% nam ha a eba nemo me suggestion metima ne say wo habo foforo bi e wo Ghana ho dia seta krade shiro mo kan ya omo nso enye renovation wo ho ne ho nya kama no mu nyusu e no as option because we mu de ne bo na yedin na say e de no ma firi abrochiri ba na enu nti ama no ma ne bo yedin dia omo enye eye takrade de no so se de be ya ne o ma ne bibitima divert afa ho me ye sure say no so bitimi abo ama pressure no so ate minim takrade habo ha wo ho tie de I don't know but say nyandu standard say the way de na dru ne dia o metimi aye ho no so na enoma ne mebre na so atimi afa ho anyway eti we hu nkomo ene e ba bedi efe de efe yi pa but support ya uhu e wo screen yesu sisi ya ye kase no enye Ghana dia this a contract ni pan sign e John Dramani Mahama o sign no this a contract ni ewu ansa na ababa ye Ghana edia contract ni wu ya sisi ya ye kase enye odia enokwe na me ka kire wo no me the facts documents any video evidence ebeka ho sa dia mawo enye Ghana dia so ye MPP so ye NDC so ye hwan you eno nye me masem di hia me ne say ade ya wo hwe wo screen su yi enye Ghana edia Xebia show trim say Ghana e wa japade bi eti say port bi ni ade a sisi ya ye ka say ya me ka say no enye ye ne dia ji say contract ni si esi a na ba ye dia ba enya nsi ye no me pa chawo enye Ghana dia nipa osan ye mema with evidence John Mahama ene san ye ade opportunity osan saade no so mema ho evidence ti asema ye kan yipa enti emetna so se wo ba behwe because say we NDC ana asema ye kan no efa wo kofo no ho enti untimi enjene e wo wadwenem de obekan ne say de onua ka bia eno kore so memfa eba ne sa na enkofo de ntro ebehye no kore na mu ama wo watie ti asema ye kan yipa na die ne si ye ma Mahama eton saade 35 years no de tie ni sese ya make say won say ye wo enokore ene ye wo de entro na boys ni youth na o my frustrated wa brabo mu no na omo hu ni say e obi papa ene wo so raise o mo no papa de ontimi raise o mo no san kofo ni sese ya ye ka say no de obeka eye ade akotia obi otisu bia se Mahama na eba me pa cha ofatu utrim sese ene ya ye ka say ontimi mmie adwuma ma wonya binye enye possible aban ombia adwuma tilemeka nipa ye ne ye ne aburuchiri wa oti aburuchiri a wo hweme ame pa cho aban adwuma na wo ye no ende minimum adwuma kora wo ye se police na you se army se din minimum ba adwuma aka nyina ye wa abrochire no me pa cho toilet so ana me paper glasses him me huru nko fall down me huru cars me sa baller so what I say adwuma me ye na me di hu nkomode a kire wi mente office nti wo te office e wo abrochire a ene ye wo problem me ameka say mente office nti adwuma me ye ni nyina no aban woni hu twaka eye individuals na abie amankofo nya biye nti say shotim se Mahama aba na wanya adwuma ya eye se ya lebekọ akosi Mahama omi adwuma mebo video evidence a kire adwuma Mahama so oba obebie di ama on mebo ama watie wo wadwenem na wankasa wadwene ho na wahunu se omi adwuma na de tie ni nkofo omudi eye NDC ene MPP ene political parties na chi no especially NDC for no won say ye de omadwene no adi agora do level bia o ka no kura na hu say no kore hwe port ye da so nice sport na so kwabana ne atimi aton adi ama obi for 35 years a enye Ghana dia was me defend it edi na adi defend it entro na o is osinkofo ka no video evidence of entro no e wo hefa me more video evidence of enokore no e na me de ba mema ho na enokore no wontimi ntiase enye wo photo eye because say nipa na wudi na chi efe no John Dramani Mahama na say won lead NDC no o say Ghana ho no tete say no ye wonkofo e wo Ghana mu o mo yare awrefie yade o say o mo yare den awrefie yade unim de me ba bekin so what I say yade awrefie yade me hu sia misin kana betimati ase I say retentive memory no mo brinade na say so what I say it's John Dramani Mahama say ono no otwa ntro kakra no de nokora kakra ko na onim se entro no emomutimi koyi nti amankofo omudi na chi mebire ni nyina no boys no my frustrated no pentro nko ana ati o ka nokora pe na ahye no hye ahye nso memfa wo ho no ahye wo no because man ka nokora na anche wa mo ohunu nokora na da bia se budi jimie sa na obi de entro tu trim na udi akire jojo ade be chene akobo apripra but ohunu nokora no na still so be eye nsemuhunu na so betwa ntoro dia eye wo problem me emfa me ho John Dramani Mahama asem wo kembe so hu track record of NDC how we see kan omonioma how we see your omonioma say the be abeti ase ade kronti a boys ni mebre na no ese no kra me be kan eye ntoro no eye track record a ye di atete wo mo ye di atwa mo funuma nti omo mpe no kore eye ntoro nko ana wo ka nipa na ni etimi agye hwase ma Mahama kan e wo video
because and also has been a campaign and confirming they don't really understand the project but with the main can way that's on the physical then on the spiritual so they be and no much see we you be ya kata ni pe ni be wo ye and so ni pe ni be wo ye no it doesn't please people and me give say and your man because so what you say and to say one take na make a show no na ya kata we ni and you oh of course into the you find no so
okay enti utie asema Mahama aka wo he Kofi Adoma na ebusa no se confirm no a o se etu ye no o se confirm bi antu na ye spiritual ti asema me di free bado enti leaders ne enkofo no mu di na chi no followers no more na spiritual o mo je spiritual ansem ni di ana oba physical so entro na o mo gidi enti asema Kofi busa no o se emfanto spiritual because spiritual nti na Kofi Adoma kra wa hunu de course on spiritual nti nipa no no di animu no na numu nsem na mbebo na wo hunu se nkofo mu di na chi no because je se de odi kan no esua de odi ekire de solid odi akire no esua de odi kan na ntie nti nipa odi wanim no de okeka no na de wo akire no so opeke nti se confirm to every Ghana Burkina na spiritual de a na se wo hunu ba bia me free asem ne ba no nkofo so be platform no so mo comment Mahama say Mahama God bless you you are saying the truth unimadukuntia because the odi kan nsem wo kan automatically the odi echi no apeke intentem ti asemo san so kan o video wo se ntro ankasa no ya ade bia onim say omusua wo university so omukosua wo college o dwene ho a onte ase
yeah because the leaders themselves are lying it's lies and trying the meaning some kosua or university and answer o join the party no na o sia entro no dia because the leaders themselves are lying
what I say enti entro ankasa ya ade a o twa entro no to abonten enkofo edi akire mo because entro ene enkofo no beso o motie me bebɔ ne track record no wahu nipa me bɛka ɔmo ho asɛm no adekonti ɔmo nge no kure ndi na ntro nkwa no mo gidie no ansa na mama evidence say aton ade no anase yenton yaton me ma ho evidence yenti de okan so e video
na amanyoko bia epre nti ne obeka bia ama nipa akoma adane ama o eno na obeka nti entra now they film no kra now they film ya de frefra no kra no ho yenka na ya de intro election time na
amanyoko so enti wo se do election time wa amanyoko bia epre amanyoko to say bia MPP ene omo maka CPP ni ade omo obi apre enti ade abeka mankofo agi wadi na so woka ade enti na woka sa because wonkofo a omo Ghana ebi TMC say omo ye NDC fo a entro ana wo hye opeso wote ene no obetimi asele ne mo enti ntro ana de na mu eno krenso na de na mu me bo track record amo hu nkofo kwa ye kom ho asem na stand ya ba story na ankasa so enti Mahama ne ka sa asem we ogina nipa mo e di nkomo a wo ka che omo mo te won say cement bo 800 Ghana so say odi wo te won nim say cement bo nte sa so say enye ne photo wen twantro na wo mo te won entimi nya idea no o ka no kro mo nte ase disentro enti nipa no no te won a wo tie no nim poten pan say cement bo ni nduru sa but still na nkofo say yo me mu hu the track record of sankofo ye be kom ho asemi no adekunti a wo ka asem a no bubu afu no wo ka no kra na ahye no no o manufacture na ne bu afu because e ye ntro no opese wuti on kan so open no kra bi ati ti asem wo kan
enti thing we ye piania and cement bottle back 800 cedis
so enti omo ti won ankasa kura hunu se de waka watwa ntro na mena boro so but omo mu akire no sana system no ye de abede omo ne tie nti omo mpe no kora gise ntro nko enti na mark Kevin Taylor eti betena wo hye ntro sa na omo guso yo alechi ano no wagina katua na ekoma de wa yase because ntro ene ne omo nante ono also be di president yebusa ne se ono ne the hope of Ghana sisi be adua ho kire na aba wo ye hope ana wose wo mo bia mfana ni nto no so onkan so ye the hope of Ghana obeji Ghana si ba bia
that I'm the hope the current economic situation. Your Excellency, are you the hope for Ghanaians?
Well, I wouldn't say that I'm the hope.
I wouldn't say that I am the hope. Are you the hope of Ghana? Yes. Are you the hope of Ghana? No. Os ontimi nka se wo ye ni daso e de ma Ghana baby a pressure ya babedi ontimi nka sa entro na meka ho asem ne bi na mebibo achi no hu nkofo ko mu di akire no ene ade kontu mu di na chi no entro opentro nkwa na ati eno kore de e yade wonne to kwanta o mapai coronavirus ba ye no obegina bonten ya no aka che ne nkofo ne say ewiase a sorry Ghana aye den no because of nanado or international platforms wa o say corona ne nkofo wo so o munim de wo ka no but o muntimi reason embusa se a chairman dey ase na aka dey ase na kan we e dey ntia because entro na dey atwa o mafunu ma ne nti wo ka no kora emfa na adwenim je se entro nko a tinsem wo kan wa
because in my country Ghana our economy has emerged in extremely poor shape from the COVID experience. The economy is already broken. COVID didn't break it.
A lot of the economic turmoil that we've just been talking about and that we're seeing around the world is, of course, as a result of Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
I think that it's a period of adversity for the whole world because it's triggering a kind of global recession as a result of the tensions that have been created. Akufo-Addo-led government has so badly mismanaged the economy that we have been plunged into the most debilitating economic crisis in about 4 decades. In my country...
Okay, enti onu ni baako na o. Obehunu ni nkofo no mo pentro na e wo se ntro ne ko ho. Ogohunu mrofo na e wo se nokore ne ko ho. E normal madin kan akire mu akire se e track record e wo ho. E wo se wo hia e Ghana ni bi e kom de na ya ase na adwene mu no ohunu se obi papa na ama kom de no na oso ye NDC ni na nakoma di NDC achi no. Wo de nokore ne ma na enye ne de. Into who international platforms na eno ye nokore name back to a local team na and the intro nkwa no hye ene nam so master me jamfi etimi tena TV so no wa hye ntro nko a wo hye ntro kakra wa ha no wa kwhye kakra wa ha the same asem kro na wo ka no okọ different place a e wo de wo ka ba bia ne ha wo sika na asem tin sema wo ka
me onye credible onye no kwa Martina Midu onye credible me onye credible onye no kwafo onye obi o ka asem a obetimi dia ye adwuma. But there is one thing you can't take from that man. That man is not corrupt. Martina Midu onye corrupt onye cromfo. And Martina Midu kanokre. That thing you can't take it away from him.
His Excellency John Dramani Mama Eba ababa yes our community day senior high school so no. Yeah, move 46 ye flo kunya so. Yes started 123. 46 the year koni ewie.
Is my bladder blind? Because I'm not sure he's even blind. Blind is not even a fair way to use because even the blind can see the 124 community day senior high schools that the X1 NDC Mahama government started. 50 of them were completed.
So I say, any poor no can or carry waha. I saw a young photo. One chan throw aunt Lenko for now or more platforms to say now or more bleeding now. Or more until the all can I see. It was more flu money and tronkwa. San throw in the benam so amia boomibri ewa ba ye ba between mu no. Cause obeti entro de akiri saa ne akwa akoboro no. Obeti entro no adi akiri saa ne akwa akopirepira no because open tronko an ati se no kore panse ni pa betina se me pen no kore tie no. San kofu ya me kan masem mo pen no kore na ati. Enti me bot track record am ohun kofo kora ye kan ho asem no. Omo gina platforms na so omo kasa utimi make statement bi utimi say asem a wo kan nyina mfa kwan mu no obi ajo so je omuni
any branch get coffee yeah name a constituency executive any branch get coffee yeah more 100% room name a constituency executive any branch get coffee yeah more 100% room.
Okay. Omuna me do am be so hunu the track record of nkofo a ye be kan omasem no ene ade konti om so omun jindi si aton eye habona with evidence so won jindi no enya ne fault because empanyifu edi animu ne nanti na omusua enti e wo se ntro e na atimi di masa nkofo no omo asa ni
constituency chairman Mr. Dramani na wa be my short comment and I say short remarks. Mr. Dramani, chairman of Karachi East Constituency.
Ayezu, ayeza. Eba mo ase. Ya mo nyina yuko adwuma pa a Karachi East ebo ma NDC. Ya mo wa yuko
Ibrahim Kakra.
Ebesa adwuma pa Karachi East ebo wo constituency hayi ayo bia ni gise ende ya be hia mu ha se be hia mu ha de ba ko pe entina ye ba aye ona ye former vice ye former chairman any hello ayezu ye gina mu ha me mamu nyina yuko se aye ye gina ha ye ye kwe ye gina ha ayezu ase choboy ane ye gina ha no a president former vice president former president John Dramani Mama Ntine yo hanum ayezu president.
Okay. Me bo all this record na wo hunu omo aye kom asem no. Ade kunto omo bu afu sese no. Obi ba so no so odi watemu a. Memfi no. Ti nyansa asem na me ka no kwa. Emfi no sa no omote. Onti asem a wo ka no. E wo so odi watemu. Normal. Eti mi se me ye program efa NDC ne omo program si hu me ka bia. Me mfa ho ne comment ade bo. David me no correct na me ka no. Ene hia me because me nim ade kunti a wo yesa. Any your fault because nkofo mu di animu no omo na Google
school frag bella president to be just few months ahead mampani S John Dramani Mahama frag bella president to be
what I say me din come on track record no obeka say Ekuonaba dey na me go straight to the point near hwese aton ana say enton me pa cho ma me ma hu track record no ni adaje ade behwe abetima kwa asan aba me mu hu track record no ade kunti America so mutimi use o mo time bi o mo pe eja o mo si o time bi o mo pe because se dentia obi timi gina Mahama kura nim ka chen say program omo ye no yakunu wawu so gina ho
2019 after the presidential promise 22nd as some cases here Emma was beaten to death media chair other side problem wa me no kasa
what I say no gina ho no ko he was beaten to death wawu no wo kasa yi enti omo no record no mebrena ewu e na omo gina ho mebrena ewu e na o platform yi so ko di wo kasa yi wo si abuna me na ewu and we cry microphone lock at me nims and the summer in a casa de minimum me mal record no
2019 after the presidential promise 22nd as some cases here Emma was beaten to death media chair other side problem wa me no kasa
what I say enuti and obi timi tena radio so no catch the NDC for ni nyina say ne ba ho ne ma e wo ho no ayi ne mercy nchen no no ma catch the NDC for ni say edu time ayeba beto aba na enipa bewu enipa bekunkum kofo de ne bankasa no de no oti Dubai ne bi bate America bi bate Canada na omo yesebe agimfo no sebe omo madwene mu ha no omo madwene mu emre no mugu platform so omo defend NDC no ne akwa bu omo preprom say the Mahama
elections no it will be won or lost at the polling station.
I see.
And the polling station they better do or die. 2024 is a critical election, both for them and for us. And I'm saying that for NDC, it's a do or die affair.
And I'm sounding a warning to the MPP. We're going to match them boot for boot. NDC has revolutionary roots. And that when it comes to unleashing violence, nobody can beat us in unleashing violence.
And so I don't retract. The next election for NDC is going to be a do or die affair.
So, eti omo guso no. A omo ye hey no. A wosi ebe do and die. Omo ne yekukumu omo no. Enye Mahama ba. Enye asiedi nketiamba. Omo guso no omo defend no. Omo ne yekobu omo ku omo no. Because ye den tro ebe ka chom se koye sei no akwa ne abune ku no kwa. Eti okotena TV so na so kasa se ya ne banka hu. Eye wa wo so a wo hwe me na wo so wa adwene mu emre a untie de ye ka nyansasem no kura ye ka no. Na se ntro na abiti no wo ne yebekọ ne akọbo prepra.
Ehun so to so ne se ye beto afo. Ye bekum ni pakọ ebekum. Yes. Hey, to protect democracy, I am repeating ye bekum ni pakọ ebekum.
No.
To protect democracy, I mean it. To protect democracy.
No, because they are all here. To what say? Mubekum ni pakura, mubekum.
To protect democracy, yes. It is not wrong. No, Constitution
no, I will not condone this.
Then you are not condoning democracy
on my platform.
Then you are not condoning democracy.
No,
but you didn't say it. I said it.
No.
But
it's quite unfortunate. I have a lot. I mean, it has come to me as a surprise, honestly, hearing this from you. Say, on this issue.
But it didn't come to you as a surprise. Say, the speaker, who is bounded by law and the standing orders of parliament, want to throw that standing orders and the law to do what his heart desire. And
this speaker in question, Honorable Abam, one of your own. And so who are you putting the blame on?
Which speaker has done what?
Why not?
What I say? It was quite radio snaps or cassa. Say Nipa Kro Milkumua, and you only kukumu, and any man near kukumu, a more platform you see. Wolfin, or money kukumu. Edienti edi no kreno ebetsi ne aka ntro na che no akwani abunakunu a case closed. Enti na see educate ya wo vim etimi gina platform so can the same thing na omugu so ye adebechi na hiya ni ba bia abunakunu ko na adwene dentim na nya adwene.
Life will not be smooth, but we will stand up to the challenge, and we are prepared to sacrifice everything. And I mean everything, including lives. I mean everything, including lives.
So what I say? It omo mujina ho no. Everything including life no. No normal. It who so more platforms no mu di atemo aja omo. Mo having fun because yade de atwa omo fluma. Ye shentro no to ne apiana kwa ne abunaku no. Enti na Mahama say adwuma obetima bie e de amasa ankofu ye aye ka omo asem sisi no. Ti enwuma e bebia mamo. Enwuma mo yi.
Enkoko kakra. Yanka say 500 beds. Ye beboa mo ene akoko bo no. Ni ama mo ni ede nkoko ba na begum. Ni ama aduane ankoko no bedi. Enkoko no to kosia no aton. Omoto ya no aton nkoko no akoton nkoko ba ni bi na odi abegum. Wa opese wo hwe enjoy ene mponche ene samoa no. Wo so ye beboa o no wetimi aye. Ezu na samre no so a ye de boa Ghana fo nyina enso ye branch executives mesremo emre no duru ho a momfa mo hunji mo papa se na be ya ye betimi aboa mo na mo so mo etimi enya bibi kakra no ma hwe mo ho.
Okay, enti nipa amudi na chi obey president no nam ayi Mama Linda ebusa se Mahama ba obey de Mama Linda yi me pa che o mun tagin mame Mahama so oba adwuma obebi di amankofo no obobo
ezu obi pese oye enkoko kakra yanka say 500 beds ye beboa mo ene akoko bo no ni ama mo ni ede nkoko ba na begum ni ama aduane ankoko no bedi enkoko no to kosia no aton omoto ya no aton nkoko no akoton nkoko ba ni bi na odi abegum wa opese wo hwe enjoy ene mponche ene samoa no wo so ye beboa o no wetimi aye ezu na samre no so a
okay it is a what the ene na adwuma Mahama so obo de brem no to o platform issue na say wo kunu ani abre ade foforo bi amba wo ko mponche enwan anantwi so akokɔ no to a obetimi aton akokɔ no otokosu abetimi aton so obi aso ontokɔ abetimi ato akokɔ no awe wade adwuma ye de brem amama ye a wo gina so a wo ko ho ntokwa no na me bo ache nti obuafuo zo obunfu yo me kana kwana ma ahyew yi na watimi adwene wo wadwene mahunu sa ade na ade ho akohye mu no de besi ya na okeka kire
so NDC ba ye be bia ndwuma nketen mepese branch executive na de omo ho bagim say enkoko na opeso hwe a poultry farm ketu bi ni ama akoko buo no ni ton koko na ma ni ama aduane a wo de beto aduane ama sika wo de beto aduane ama nkoko no enti nkoko no to nkosia na no aton nwenya sika omuja ton so a no aton nkoko no nwenya sika.
Okay, eti mo amohwemi amubu afu amonte ase no munwuma ye de beba munim because mo adwene da mutim no because mo pentro na etienti no yentimi mfa mo nkotena office bia na mo akwa ntoro akobu bia ebe mo akọ na mo ye nkokọ ne mponche ne yi ni kakra sa se takokọ no to a no waton o to no ntimi ntu bia mu a obetimi ache no wawe wade na asem de na asem ko afa yembra eye topic of the day ne so me na mbese mo hunu track record of nkofo mo so no ene ade kunti aka no cross wontie no afa mo hu bia me firi ba no de tie ne say port ye da so e Ghana port ya ton 35 years abrantie bi minim no me refine din o ma message na me send bi man wo check o wi o confirm o se ekwo ya ton me the documents beto so a confirm de me ba be kan nyina se ya ton eye port ya edaso na ho an toye e de enti no mo ton ye eni years sen eni bedie ade fefefe edaso yi mfan show team se Ghana dia ntu send no ma bi afra buruchire bedru Ghana ha na surprise na ekosora enye wo dia nipa ye ne dia no ena eja watum ekosoro ena wo ye na ade because John Dramani Mahama waton asem tintin nyina ni enti yenko tie eye nsem ahodo a efa eye port yi ho de abronye be kan ye de one eye MPP ni bi so kwetena FM so ono so ka me problem me won say so munim se Mahama eba scandal na ho ahwa na omo ka untimi nche no untimi ye ne hwe ena omo ka na emachi se obeka che yenye ne den eno anso ke kan sa tie yenye ne den nipa na di bone e wo se mo che ne de amo nche nan tu be kan se na ma omo adwene mu emera sum so woni e onye hwe kwa ye bone na kwa che no se obi wia ko obi ni momone a ani je ni amukwache no na mu jeli no na ne mo chi ono so ma jeni hu o ampa akwana ya ade ni nti na o ma chi no na abetena bonten kan le trasa na obu o na adwin mu emre obeka so time no mo time ni nti na obi o mo yesa eso na nukula ehye ba bi o mo nkan yi yenkɔhwɛ ɛyɛ nsɛm a ɔmo tu dwa ɛfa port yi ho mewi a mɛbɔ broni na ankasa num asɛm de akyerɛ video na watie alikonti a ɔde sa report yi ɛba abɔnten
6 to 7 years.
Yes, because the port has been sold. Because the port has been sold. Over $7 billion now. Yeah, for a port on the show bizano. Ono no calculating the duty. Ono any BBA. Party as a MPP, as a government, taxes here that's no, and they are bind here. Omun check in and no quota as anybody as MPP. Meanwhile, no port no. Say MPP government can say or Kwakwa port in the back here. We are going to pay more than $27 billion. Ghana, do we have that money?
The NDC in a shadow local.
Yes, a normal local port, no. Emma, we are not doing anything there. You can't say, not sure Nipano port, no, the charges here, that's all. Not sure government taxes.
Okay. And some say, no, I can't abontia. Oh, when we are boys, no, who is a yentron. I mean, true. Documents a back is as same way, no. Wow, penal, met my sendama, or met my kind, yeah, wasn't me my kind. Mintimina da jen kan we nyanjro. De tene say yaton, memo documents, masama video, opa also research, yaton. Na de tie documents in the desk screen swing. One documents in that so. Ministry of Transport, Ghana Ports and Harbour Authorities, Ministerial Air Committee report. Very confidential, final. Air confidential. Tema, February 2018. So what I say, Port of Tema, container terminal concession. Utie review we any nsɛm wo mu a ɛdɔso. Minya daje nkan ma makoma ko 38 pages de nsɛm wo mu so nya asɛm ketwa. Nti wo pɛsɛ wo nya na wo kan ehunu sɛ ya ton ampa a metimi e de ama no akɔkan. Na wanka so hu sɛ ya ton o port no. Sɛ de o mo kekan nya ntro no mu twa ya ton. A case close. Nti wo pompo port no ya ton. Mahama na aton ehun krata ene gu screen su a wo hwe sisi ye ewo wani suwe to what I say in sa abro nya betra bontina o kan ontimi nkan sa krata we nyina wo bi programs na nkom be pon time be ya ton omoton de ma hwan papa yi oda screen su yi ene nipa ye twade ama no woni ye twade ama no na papa yi eye billionaire wono ye billionaire de wo ye ne se African countries ni nyina no omo border na omo de ye shape ne hwan ne nanam ho no one day the Juma and so on Namho and water ton and kitten, or to turn on to the Yen Juma, or Yen Juma, so a businessman. So what I say, a home map, and we release it to a one thing. I'll head your goose screen here, and porter hold dry any dear, and a gugusi. Tema, and a wohono, so young who ended that hono. Abidjan, Pedro, Cotonou, Lagos, Tema. Porter any dear, any goose screen see, Nina, a papa, edia, yaton, edia mano. And your case close. It mean what the quinty uncle for a defenders yen ton sa port ma papa. Ya ton dia mano. Nemum de atini say, Kratan e wo ho a mo ye no confidential and secret no. Ukwa wo kase wo hwe mi untimi nkan. Enye krata we nko. Ma me sem bi another krata fan kan ho. Ne hunu say de me kan me wo me ho evidence na me de kase yi. Krata ahodo me brebi e wo abonten. E kire se papa yi aton e na se wakoto e Ghana e ye Tema port no wato no. Ehun krata ene gu screen su ya oba abehwi mba cho hwe krata wi eyi pa ebia na unim ana me kirewo enti ye bro ho ase ne tie de ye ka no na watime hu ba bi ye de asem ne firi ene ba bi ye de kwa akopem waton saa ne o ma we nyina ehun krata ene gu screen su how Vincent Borare won control of Ghana's biggest port yaton case close ehun krata ni ubenya daje de akan blabe kan ina ehu sika omo ye eni tamana na do ba so obehunu 2016 oba na ya ton ena ontimi mbeto oyeso oba beje sika obetua eni ehu nyina ne guhai ehu krata nyina ne guhai ehu krata nyina ni ya ton port no entimi ntiase mentiase ankofo MPS e wo Ghana a omo MPS expected profit so wo ho MPS expected profit eno so wo ho enkofo omo Ghana MPs eni hwan ni den omo na gusi omo nyina na koye sa deal we eton contract no because omo nyina benya bia di wo ho de ntino omo ntimi nka ho asem abronye wo ya MP abronye MP o enti na wo kasa fa ho no onye MP omo ton eni ehun krata eni gu screen si ope copy a catch a messendi edi amount. Afi yenko, nyenti di abro nye di betuja. Miwi a mebo eye broni nankasa enu masem edi amount. Na wetie broni nankasa. Ensem wono so di betuja. Efa adiko potinti o release sa eye report itu abonten no. Mebo video evidence edi achiro.
Abunu bi abeka tro say okwa market kwa kotompa boa ne board ne meboa. Or tadi a ne board ne meboa.
No cre.
Two-face obeka set taxes that so meboa.
Na say krepo de o maka yi na ma na ka sanitary pad mo kra be.
Na ye di free ba.
Ekokran.
Ye kraba e fa fine ne ba.
Efenam Tema port.
Tema port no, uni say enye Ghana dia bi.
You say for about 30 years.
35 years. 35 years. When the sign, when the tongue. And to sell your babuno, not a brony wow boy dinner. Na brony wow fortune ye fadi ye kofa free amanoni e fa port neba. Ya ton port no, aka kire brony ni say. Ne yiri bona suma oduru portwa all my port charges won kosoro.
Tema chichirimu yi na
me ba kiram ye. Sa tema port ye wo e wana bibi bia me fi say. Broni ba kan necessary.
Okay. Abro ye video e de me small head that intense repeat biom. Titoma port no mabo videos too a omo ayi nkofo mo MPP for no omo say yaton. Na yenko back to City News. Omo na ye interview broni na ankasa ne tie nsem a broni no release report ntie brofo ni o release report no to abonten ene botaye ntie o release o se na ni kwan say ye secret e wo se Ghana fo hunu se omo port no yaton enti na mo de ba abonten no tie nsem e ko so nya abotre e mo abunfu bleeding e allowed but the can say free spiritual word free sabi jimienim na dwene te se nipa ade na ye ka ho asem evidence me de atoto ama o pese wo kan ho nkrata me se frɛ me ana ma message efa me number no so na me send him out ne ko kan ne hunu se yaton case close.
Show you parts of the report, and then the intro says French billionaire Vincent Bolloré added Tema to the 15 West African ports he already controlled by ripping off the country, a secret report by Andrew Wire.
Okay, eti news way news e bae ache e wo system nim be mfanse be 2-3 years kuramponi na e ba abonten e diko say researcher enipa enya time enyenti ene ma de bia obi ekwatam asem a na obeto ato mframam na nipa edi akiri wa bra onya abotre nkotie di asem a nipa no ekeka mebo omu videos ni nyina di akiro nya abote ne tie nsem omu kan nyina wi a ko ne koyo research habono yaton eye case close.
February, I brought the now director of the Ghana ports, he's called Michael Luguje, into this studio. He sat in this chair opposite me. And I asked him a few questions about this deal. I want to just listen to some of the things I asked him in 2019 about this arrangement before I talk to my guest and also go into who Vincent Bolloré is and why this is such a big issue. So here are some of the highlights of my interview with Luguje. Government of Ghana set up an interministerial committee to review the contract we entered into with MPS. And they came up with certain conclusions. This is correct, right? You can confirm that there was an interministerial committee that reviewed the MPS project.
Yeah, yes.
Good. Can you confirm?
Me pacho video ya mi bui. Pacho muntie ni pa. Video ya mi bui. Eye brofo ene nipa no eka. Minti minchire mu brofo nsan fa nchiro. Ti brofo no wa wo so ati brofo no. Papa nsemo meken no. Type in English. So type no twi so whatever. Nefa chire omo nti ase na se. Port no yaton. Eye case close. It would tell you so as you yaton port no. Ti revelation e bia na wonte also pay evidence. Memma evidence brutal.
Some of the findings that we have seen in the documents that we have intercepted. For example, we have learned that on the financial side, volume of containers handled by GPHA and other licensed container handling companies will decline by at least 60%. And that's going to affect labor and cargo handling equipment. This is a conclusion that we got from that report that we have. They said revenue presently being earned by GPHA will decline, and they give 6 different areas of revenue decline. container stevedoring revenue will decline from $10 million to $4 million. Container shore handling revenue will decline from 38 million to 17 million. So that's a 56% decline. Royalties revenue on MPS operations will decline from 24 million to 6.5 million. That's a 73% decline. Terminal area rent revenue from MPS terminal will also decline. Berth occupancy revenue will decline. Port dues revenue on MPS container operations will decline. These are astonishing figures that they are putting together. Have you seen or read, or have you got any hint of this financial analysis that is projecting a very ominous revenue situation for the port post MPS?
Yes, I mean, like you said, there was an interministerial committee that was set up, chaired by the Honorable Deputy Minister for Transport, to look at the MPS Terminal 3 project agreement.
Mm-hmm.
And the committee reviewed the entire concession agreement and made some observations, which they referred to the government for consideration. Of course, the explanation is simple, that concession agreement is meant to build a state-of-the-art container terminal, which, once is built with money to handle containers, you expect container traffic to move to that terminal. And naturally, if container traffic is moving from the port, what Port Authority is handling today, to that terminal, it has to also move with the revenues associated with it. So that is just those are logical facts.
But then they go further to say that if this agreement is implemented and changed, GPHA, which you run, will be in a financial crisis by 2020. So it's not simply a loss of revenue from container that's coming down. They are saying that you be in financial crisis, you will have idle labor, you will have idle space, and you have idle equipment. They say you will not generate enough revenue to even pay salaries. In fact, Graphic wrote a story when was this? Graphic wrote a story February 5, Dela Rasuloklu, and she estimates that you will lay off a minimum of 1,200 workers. This is her analysis. So take this one by one. Is it true that you could be in financial crisis by 2020?
Okay. The explanation we have always given is that if you are doing a certain component of business and part of it is going to go away, naturally it is going away with the revenues associated with it. So naturally your revenue will drop compared to what you probably were earning. So that's a fact, that if the container business moves to the new terminal, it has to move with the associated revenues. And what it simply means is that container activity that you are doing today, if it moves, it means you only need the same numbers that you are using today to handle a lesser volume of business.
February, I brought the now director of the Ghana ports. What did you make of it?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think that this discourse is very, very important. And I also think that it's an eye-opener for our country in terms of negotiations of deals and contracts, where we sometimes, after the contracts, then we sit down and do postmortems like this, where things might have gone wrong and we don't seem to learn. Now, when a friend sent me the Africa Confidential reports, of course, I found some new and interesting things beyond what I was used to in terms of the ministerial reports. And I have followed Bolloré. I'm an unionist, and I've followed Bolloré.
And I think that some of the issues that had come up are not too different. It's like one standard way of dealing with the African ports and whatnot, and the tension that had been coming around them had been going on for some time.
What did you make of it?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think that this discourse is very, very important. And I also think that it's an eye-opener for our country in terms of negotiations of deals and contracts, where we sometimes...
Some of the issues Andrew raises now hadn't come up yet properly. Andrew, good evening. Thanks for joining us on The Point of View.
Thank you. Thank you.
Brilliant.
Afe muntie ni yepa Andrew na ebe kasai. Nipa o release sa kratai ni dia sini nyina ma san Ghana fo kra news fo ba beti o. Ono no tia buru chire watime hu sa diri we nyina. Journalist e wo Ghana ntime nya sa dili e hunu se ya ton ampa. Abronya mu ne nam keka no mu busa abronya ya ampa enya ampa musu muti Ghana mu ye journalist o. Mu ntimi nkonko ye sa research e ma ye kra ye ni Ghana ye nte. Obi wotina buru chire a wonye Ghana ni emum na etima ye sa research ya beto abonten ansa na wo kra wote tinye se papa na release ba abonten ye nyina ti bi kra nke kra enim se ya ton ayinu kra afa mun ko tie se ma se krata no mun nsem wa papa be kiken video evidence ope krata no so akan a wo de ma message asende ama no akan pages ni nyina no hunu se habon enya wo dia case close
What gave you interest in the Ghana case? Because I noticed you did a bit of work on Vincent Bolloré in other countries. So just give me some context to your interest in the issue and how long you've been working on the story.
Well, I heard that 2 years ago, a contact of mine gave me a copy of the ministerial report that had been done by the Ministry of Transport. It was commissioned by the economic management team under Mahama in the early part, just after the Ekuonaba administration had come in. So that's my starting point. Someone had showed me this report, said this has not been published, and that was at about the same time as you did that interview with Michael Luguje. So I looked at it and I thought,
Mpacho brofo no walking. O kan brofo no. Waka bibi atwam. Se ye de man no 2 years ago no. We video we nye ene video. Old video a ma ya research anya na me bo a kire wi. The time o kasa no 2 years no walking. Se Ekuonaba administration e ba power no. Eno ho asem no kintima nti se men fan shi what is say Ekuonaba di apiem nti Ekuonaba na akoton. What you say? Or make you reference 2 years ago, 3 years video na more no. Tini 2 years was the same no. I want no saka krata no hu de wo mu no. Tama Ekuonaba be si so na ho nkomo no wodidi. Won na ekeka nsem. Okay, ti enkoti papa, watimi aboa ma ye hu no se habo no kwa ya ton no enkoti.
This is extremely interesting. I don't know why it's remained secret. It had already been done a year beforehand, and some of the stuff in it was very interesting indeed, and that the public deserve to know more about it. They deserve.
Wati, also onima de kunti a aye secret. Na ohunu se e wose public no etimi ehunu de ekoso. Ti kasa o kan yipa.
Know everything that was in this report was done by the minister, by the ministry. It was clear. I mean, there was a special committee formed to investigate the terms between GPHA and MPS on the construction of Terminal 3 at Tema. It's a very thorough. It's an excellent investigation. It is a model of the type, and it's very extensive. They called witnesses. They had all sorts of experts there, and they produced this report, and then nothing had happened. The report just sort of was suppressed. At first, it interested me because I wondered why it was that the Ekuonaba administration had not tried to blame President Mahama for it, because possibly the most interesting revelation in it is one of the first one on the first page, which is that the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority was in the process of setting out tenders to construct and to operate a new container terminal. There have been a lot of interest, there's been an awful lot of work done by many different private companies to qualify for the competition. Ghanaian civil servants have done a huge amount of work to prepare for all that. And then suddenly, on November the 14th, 2014, President Mahama said, stop. And he ordered, and we will hear, I hope Mr. Anamo can tell us about that, because as I understand it, he was instructed to stop the tender process and to give it all to MPS. Now, I don't know Ghana law, but I understand that competitive tendering is a requirement for government procurement. So there's a big question right there. The decision was not recorded, it was secret, and yet it was implemented. And that was the starting point for the whole thing. So my work, my research consisted in two parts, was to write up and to verify what the ministerial report had said, and then to see what had happened in the intervening period. Because there was some attempts to do some, to take up some aspects of the report. The president, for instance, in the middle of 2019, asked for MPS and the unions to make an agreement to handle more.
Andrew, I'll come to that. I want to go back. I want a context that is important. Your story situated the Ghana issue in the whole West Africa sub-region, and Vincent Bolloré's monopoly in 15 ports. So I wanted to know and this is the chart you put out. So essentially showing Nouakchott, Dakar, Conakry, Freetown, Monrovia, San Pedro, Abidjan, Lomé, Tema, all these. Are you saying that Vincent Bolloré controls all these ports or has interest in the companies that manage all these 15 ports? Is that what?
I don't have, I don't know all those other ports. I couldn't even tell you off by heart which they are. But the advantage to a company which operates a port, container handling, and is also in alliance with the biggest manufacturer of containers, and with the biggest shipper of containers, it's very easy to imagine. Maersk and Bolloré, Maersk is, you'll see that written on practically every container you've ever seen, M-A-E-R-S-K. They're the Maersk Containers and Shipping. They are in a joint relationship with Vincent Bolloré, who operate all these ports. So if you've got the trains, the trucks, the ships, and the containers, you're obviously in a very, very strong position to dominate the pricing structure. And if all your ports are all in a line, they're all in the same region, then your dominance of the market is going to be even stronger. And that's why Bolloré and Maersk, they don't have ports all over Africa. They're concentrated in that region, from Pointe-Noire in Congo-Brazzaville, the south, and Dakar, the furthest north.
But who is Vincent Bolloré? Because I noticed we interchanged the company Bolloré Logistics with the man Vincent Bolloré. So what's the relationship there?
Well, I mean, sometimes some companies have just got a big man's name, and it's really run by other people, and sometimes it's the big man is the big man and does provides the direction and control, and that's very much the case with Vincent Bolloré. He is a leader. He's a very strong personality, and he's a very committed businessman. He's a billionaire and an entrepreneur in the old style, and so basically he has, certainly until recently, he has been very much in charge of all the policies, and particularly in relationships with local politicians. Because the other thing you need to realize about the way Bolloré works is that every port that he's worked in he gets a good commercial advantage, at least partly, because of his relationship with the local politicians. That's been a key part of his business success.
So it appears he's very influential in Francophone Africa, so that Ghana would probably be the first major Anglophone country that he has significant interest in the port. What?
Yes, and there's a very strong Francophone connection, though, because Burkina Faso and Mali and Niger, a lot of their goods have to come through Tema. So there's already a strong Francophone connection with Ghana anyway.
Okay, Abusiafo. Me kwaya me research kakra me wiye no. De menya de abremu ni. Enokore yaton. Enye Ghana dia. For 35 years. Me nim years aka ese mutwa ni me nim ho asem. Na emum open ho nkrata na wakan bi dia. Ni nyina ene go screen so yi. Metima forward de ama na wankaso akotena fi akan ni nyina. How Vincent Bonare no ewini Ghana biggest port no ni nyina wa ha. Ehu sika ne de ne contract ni nyina ne go hai. Hu nkrata MPS o mo support o mo man support ehu nyina bibia ne go hai. Nti open ho nkrata kan a papa na kasa e wo video mu. Mama evidence upon evidence upon evidence. Once we your research ne hunu se de make ye ntro ana se ye nokore. Committee ne report nso ene de screen yi. Upe bi akan so a kache mesende de abro. Ade kropot ye course so e ma omoton sa ade ni nyina ene wo hai. Sike pie mu ene yes ebedi ni nyina ne gu hai. Eye case closed. It mean who ade kwente mama we a big deal. Mo ye ne se ade ne ye nton. Ade nso yaton. Nipa ya ode eye information ba abontin. Ele ti abontin a o chirichiri ni nsemu yi. Eti Ghana for especially youth na minim say ade na esi o nipa ni bia adwene ho a de opeso wote eye ntro nko ano o ka no kra che na o so wontie gise ntro port no Mahama aton ti ye no so a e besan ade amane back enso ye ne de for now yaton eye case close ni nyina no minim say wontie ase with all this evidence one tie ase en ha me because Mahama na ne kan was utwa ntro kakra na de no kakra ka ho na oku ani na de frefra na de frefra e ba ne sa na nipa woti no ono abe taking the decision adwuma obetim de amwa ye de mo amunim dada e yen confirm ne nkokọ ne mponche ne ade no mo amotima so mo problem nti abronye nsem wo kan no onim de o kantina no okasa be di de Ekuonaba boat me da se wo se wadaje e wo page we so nyame boa mesan aba life bi with more fact e de abram me di de Ekuonaba fact room na wo hwe no
abunu bia ba ka tro se okọ market kwa kotompa boa ne board ne me boa o tata dia ne board ne me boa
enukre
two-face obaka se taxes da so me boa
na se krepo de o makan yi na ma na ka sanitary pad mo krabe
na ye di free ba
ye ekokran
ye kraba e fa fine ne ba
efenam Tema port
no uni se enya Ghana dia bi
ye say for about 30 years
35 years 35 years when the sign when the ton enti se ye babunu na se broni wa u bua ye dina na broni wa u fortune no ye fa de ye kofa free amanone e fa port ne ba ya ton port no aka kire broni ni se ne yiri bo na suma oduru port wa o ma port charges wo nkosoro
Tema chichiremu yi na
me ba kirem ye sa Tema port ye wo yi e ho na bibi bia me fi se broni ba kan necessary eni nipa ho a you can reasonably exit anameboa
sure
enti ye necessary say ye hia Tema muni
e dia boy bra no
e dia boy bra
ta ni nyina namba
bana ni nyina namba
mo idea si chire enkokọ na mo ya wie
akokọ yi bia e ba nyina e fa Tema port se Tema port no Mahama nton a na say ye Ghana dia kananado danko akofo ado betima kaso ye betimi a stabilize port charges sebia e 5% ya nanado betima frɛ director Gapoha so abunu bia ba ka tro say okọ market kwa kotompa boa ne board ne me boa o tata dia ne board ne me boa
enukre
toothpaste obaka set taxes that so meboa
na say krepo de o maka yi na ma na ka sanitary pad mo krabe
na ye di free ba
ekokran
ye kraba ye fa fine neba
efenam Tema port
no uni say enya Ghana dia bi
you say for about 30 years
35 years 35 years when the sign when the ton and to sell your babuno na se broni wa u bua ye dina na broni wa u fort no ye fa de ye kofa free amanone e fa port ne ba ya ton port no aka kire broni ni say ne yiri bo na suma oduru port wa o ma port charges won kosoro
Tema chichiremu yi na
me ba kire mi sa Tema port ye wo e na bibi bia me fi say broni ba kan necessary eni nipa ho a you can reasonably exit anameboa
sure
enti ye necessary say ye hia setima amuni
e dia boy bra no
e dia boy bra
ta nyina namuba
bana ni nyina anamba
emo idea sichire enkoko na mo ya wie
akokọ yi bia eba nyina e fa Tema port se Tema port no Mahama anton a na say ye Ghana dia kananado danko akofo ado betima kaso ye betimi a stabilize port charges sebia 5% ya nanado betima frɛ director Gapoha so adia na amodi ato so 5% no momfa mra 1% ana munyi mfiri but what him said ne nanado danko akofo ado any MPP aban they have no authority say on beka say eniama charges na ekwaso no yente so unim za because ya town e dia ma bro do Mahama damfo pao
and ono so ya na damfo
ayi Visembarone no na damfo pa me say omo na omo peport na bra na oton initially no na ono kura nka ho Mahama na ne ko Paris e ko fa sa businessman ne ba se on ba bedibi and a businessman and buy and omo G negotiation ko dubiri half wa mo G ko ye no masa areho nti Ghana babuna wu di do Mahama chi no a wo kasa niama boa de no niama no boa ye de nya ye ni port bia o chabi has no port we have only one port in Ghana. The biggest port na yenim the Tema port anameboa the biggest port yenim Tema port and 80% of our goods when
o kan Tema habo na nkrofo kra bi hu
Tema habo 80% of our goods when efa sell your babu na say na nado na dia ho kira ba eniama na okoto ye emo na wo ka ho asem no do mama na ton port no dia ma broni enti na everything about Ghana port no Tema port no enya Ghana asem biem enti no say babu na bisa do mama say Tema port na waton e dia ma wadamfo broni no wo ba wo betima dia ma Ghana fo ba me I can tell you on authority sanne Mahama timbie na no so ba Tema port na waton e dia ma broni no obagin back here I will campaign and vote for John Mahama
osi John Mahama timi eden
me catch you say John Mahama timbie na no ene dadua ene date yesen
ene 15th August 2023
15th August
2023
me kantam din CSM me ye president mapa babu ne kitami say John Mahama former president John Dramani Mahama otimi she Ghana fo bo say ono John Dramani Mahama ono ne ton Tema port e ma na damfo broni 35 years na se Ghana fo to aba mana Tema port na akodi broni wa niam aboa ye den no obagye ne back e dia ma Ghana fo a I am NDC
wo chairman of Bono region
I am NDC I'll resign because I do Mahama
odu akonya ne beto
me beto ho I am for Mahama
no campaign ama Mahama
yes it's a challenge and oya de che obatemenka John Mahama nche Ghana fo nyina abo say me de me say
wan kasa kura no tro on Facebook we abe resign ne ya
obi we kwa creative Facebook A fake one.
Yenim ne de na verify yenim.
Mo beto verify.
Yenim.
Onko postu.
Onko posti.
Onko postu say me John Dramani Mahama. Me na me ton Tema port. Emma Vincent Barori. Ama ne Ghana mabunu ho kire omo. Na matransi ahun say e mabunu na ho kire me ba Tema port no. Eye me a me ton ya me ba me gene back. E dey am Ghana for. I am for NDC. And I will go. No, you can't speak for him.
You can't
speak for him.
Me
say you can't speak for him.
That's a chairman. Or the say judgment debt.
Me say me kura na lawyer ne. Tony later. Nti man lawyer make man. Onyan lawyer ni. Me say I am ready to go to NDC.
Sir Mahama timi be
ka say Tema port no ton ye no. So Baba ye president adie chinya obeje port no biem ama Ghana for I am for NDC.
I see.
And I will go everywhere in this country
to campaign.
To campaign me na nyina na be kwa bom. Onka omye na no nka keke na me mra NDC.
Ghana mebunti muntimi nya skanto jinsi nyina. Tema say John Mahama na aye.
What on port no? Enti on share mabunu bo. Say wa share mabunu bo say obama omo skills.
Obama skills aye adwuma.
Enti dia na stop na on timi nka say me John Dramani Mahama. Tema port na me ye mistake ton ye no. Me share Ghana mabunu bo say me ba meji ne back.
Me afedi me kotena fi manu me ho.
Enti port no me ba meji.
Ah see.
Nanim. Port na ye ton ye no. $7 billion. Bronini ya juma just 6 months peno. Okotua tax. Emma UK aban $720 million. 1 year ya juma. By year 35 years ni nyina no. On my $7 billion. Misa do Mahama say $7 no mutua man no. O discount ye de Ghana ha. If on my Ghana 2015 yanya $7 billion ajia dikwa na 2016 yako IMF akwaje $1 billion there. You could see said John Mahama was some deficit ne thinking ne running ho o man ya ton port no aji $7 billion yedi we your man na japade ye ton di ye ya mfaska na anya hwe ne yako IMF akwaje busia. And the Ghana mabunu na also be more secret training no. They are paying.
Now skills no kura wi a obehia equipment or the
obehia sika
equipment to say port ho ya
na ode befa. Masa na damfo broni no hwe ade ode chen. Bisa say Ghana ni na NDC fo no bi omudi doma ma chikura na omo ye me mobo. Say under John Dramani Mahama. We NDC niya Masrok MPP by sana Masrok wagu.
Nagu.
Oh, me da san sushi no cry ye dead.
Nagu
and na kra no nensia pro.
Na see or down no so says Ghana must go. Said nam tamako.
Me say NDC for na mo pe just 1,000 Ghana crawl Mahama demonstration na munya. 1,000 Ghana amode ton handkerchief even the core NDC members na munya. But Bronina or Mahama bribe. Emma through that or ton port na de man no. Unim Bronini baya adwuma no ontua tax yo. Kaha. Tax waiver and the man one way here. One way. Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority Ministerial Committee report remember page 13 Tieha. Or say tax waivers granted by Parliament of Ghana after signing the deed of agreement in June 2015, Meridian Port Service, with the support of Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority and Ministry of Transport, made an application for tax waivers and concession through the Ministry of Finance to the Parliament of Ghana in January 2016 and was granted tax waivers totaling $832 million in March 2016.
It's a text saying
$832 million. One company tax waiver the man under John Mahama. Tax waiver. Meridian Port Service. Nadam for Brunei French Nino. I would do one in a year 1.5. Hey, support way. tokuro mu ayi ni bi adwuma oye bia ne Ghana fo obu o mo fa so nyina Tema port no wo mo ne Mahama na kesika ne di o mo ne Mahama because Nanado trust o be terminate a company so obagie $21 billion asema broni ni ka kire Nanado no nya sa say a trial or the other international arbitration court because agreement no the odie so $21 billion no we yabaton me yabaton me obi o hwem bia Ghana yabako we don't have that money $21 billion money ye ni bi
eventually on befa man ni nyina
on befa because mo de yakọ na ebu asem ni wia this will be Ghana and just said directly or indirectly Mahama ton Ghana
aton ye nyina afra
sani pan so obedi president biem ewo kroma or president edi ewo Ghana ni anya binum eso so Mahama ha broni a okofa ne ba beton Tema port man no tax yes say broni ni tua no eye $832 million and this kana ye call IMF kwaji ye npe ye $1 billion mutara na ebinumu twetwe Nanado say ye tiska so ekom die enya ska no bi nie
ska na no ne etiso no
enya ska no bi nie if under John Dramani Mahama ye timi di $832 million che broni one person ye tiska so
etisika so ankasa
ye tiska so ska we ene $1 billion ni nyina ye kwaje ye no at that time no na nyepe senke ma broni ni tia sa ska no ayam fan chena tax waiver yam fan chena nke be ko IMF
enti even at that time no kra no na se wo fa dollar rate no 4.2 no a
2016
no a
as 31st December 2016 4.2
fan is no a na about 3 billion Ghana cedis 494,400,000 and this is called the China start
the China data bro ni pate o free France aba na Ghana 40 here
to cast of converter ko cedis mudi a say
Ghana bi adwadifo se adwadifo ne mo amwo aboso kan ne ba bi amo kasa se eniama boa ye ntimi mo nya wa se mo ya Mahama atem na odi mu no aye se mo ya ade atum se mo yara yirefre mo nim very well se Tema port no Mahama aton mo nim very well antini pana odi yakwa akwhye I say yade sabe yade ayi yade kwhye bosomase dia wo hye nanumo ana mebo
ensa pepe
antini pana odi yakwa akwhye bosomase aye sofa no ena adwadifo binum say ye pesa bosom no anche say Mahama asem no kan ayirefure no ayirefure no ya achi but asese e kai omo meme dia metigai ade ba ko pe na metwetwa free John Mahama ho so timi ya me so otu ametiam support we are oton ye no obeye na dwen say ogibiem because there's no way government of Ghana taking over Ghana port back here and yama bo nkofam antimi mada say port no ba be di Ghana ban ho a and yama bo nyere nkofam ti John Mahama shebona memra NDC
John Dramani Mahama shebo chema bronya oso de tro Facebook ke said ya kwotre we no a